There was a time when a US visa felt like a golden ticket, an invitation to a world of possibilities that seemed almost limitless. For millions around the globe, it was your passport to endless opportunity, a symbol of hope and a brighter future. It meant access to world-class universities, top companies, and the promise of the American dream, a chance to build a life from the ground up, no matter where you started. Families would save for years, sometimes sacrificing comforts and making tough choices, betting everything on a shot at a better life in the US. The journey was tough, filled with uncertainty and long goodbyes, but the destination was worth it. At least it used to be. But now, the shine is fading. The golden ticket doesn't glitter quite like it once did. The rules keep changing, the costs keep rising, and the process has become a maze of paperwork and uncertainty. For many, the dream feels out of reach. The US is starting to look less like a land of opportunity, and more like a gated community, with higher walls and stricter entry requirements. The message is shifting from welcome to not so fast. The warmth that once greeted newcomers is being replaced by skepticism and red tape. As the barriers grow, people are asking, is it even worth it anymore? Is the struggle justified by the reward? The world isn't waiting. Other countries are stepping up, rolling out the red carpet for talent, students, and dreamers, offering new dreams and new destinations. The global landscape of opportunity is changing fast, with innovation and ambition thriving in places far beyond America's borders. The US is no longer the only game in town. For many, the golden ticket now leads somewhere new. The H-1B visa was once the main path for skilled professionals to work in the US. For decades, it opened doors for engineers, scientists, and innovators from around the world, fueling the growth of Silicon Valley and countless American companies. But in September 2025, the US government hiked the application fee to $100,000, a staggering increase that sent shockwaves through the global tech community and left many questioning the future of American opportunity. That's more than the average first-year salary for most H-1B workers, making the dream of working in the US suddenly out of reach for all but the wealthiest applicants. For most applicants and companies, it's an impossible barrier. The fee doesn't just discourage individuals, it blocks entire teams and startups from even trying. The impact was immediate. India's tech stock market lost billions overnight as investors panicked and companies scrambled to reassess their global strategies. Indian companies, which supply much of the US tech workforce, were thrown into chaos. Projects stalled, hiring froze, and uncertainty rippled through the industry. US innovation relies on global talent, but this fee sends a clear message: only the wealthy need apply. The doors that once welcomed the best and brightest are now guarded by a price tag. Small startups and talented individuals are locked out. The next big idea, the next breakthrough may never reach American shores. The H-1B is no longer about merit, it's about money. The system that once rewarded skill and ambition now favors only those who can afford the price of entry. US companies may be forced to offshore jobs, the opposite of what these policies claim to protect. Instead of creating American jobs, the fee could drive innovation and investment elsewhere. The world's brightest minds are being told, your skills are welcome, but only if you can pay the price. The American dream, once a beacon for talent, is now behind a paywall. This isn't just a fee, it's a fortress, and it's changing everything, not just for immigrants, but for the future of American innovation itself. It's not just workers, students are feeling the squeeze too. Across the country, the once bustling campuses that symbolize the American dream are growing quieter. The energy that international students bring to classrooms, labs, and communities is fading, leaving a noticeable void. The US used to be the top destination for international students, a beacon for ambitious minds from every corner of the globe. But that's changing fast, as more students reconsider where to invest their futures. In 2025, new student arrivals from India dropped by nearly 50%. That's a staggering decline for a group that once filled American universities with talent and diversity. Overall, international student numbers fell by 20% in a single year. The impact is being felt in classrooms, dorms, and local economies that depend on these students. Why? Uncertainty, restrictive policies, and threats to programs like OPT, which lets graduates work after finishing their degrees. The process is more complicated, the rules less welcoming, and the future more uncertain than ever. Without OPT, over half of international students say they wouldn't have come at all. For many, The chance to gain real-world experience is just as important as the degree itself. Universities are already feeling the pain. Fewer students, especially in critical STEM fields, means fewer research breakthroughs and less innovation on campus. Families invest their life savings in a U.S. education, hoping for a return, but now, the path to a career is a dead end. Dreams are put on hold, and the promise of opportunity is slipping away. Students are looking elsewhere. Canada, Australia, Germany, all offer great education and clearer paths to work. These countries are rolling out the welcome mat, eager to attract the world's brightest minds. The US is making it harder to stay, and the world's talent is moving on. The competition for global talent is fierce, and America is falling behind. Empty seats in lecture halls mean lost innovation and lost opportunity. The ripple effects will be felt for years in science, business, and beyond. America is kneecapping its own future, turning away the very people who could help solve its biggest challenges. The math just doesn't add up anymore. If the US wants to remain a leader in innovation and opportunity, it needs to rethink its approach before the empty desks become the new normal. These visa changes don't just affect immigrants, they hit the entire U.S. economy. H-1B workers and their families inject billions into local businesses and pay huge amounts in taxes. Now with a $100,000 fee, experts predict serious labor shortages, especially in tech and healthcare. Indian professionals make up the backbone of U.S. IT and a significant share of doctors. Blocking their entry creates gaps in critical sectors. Big companies might manage, but small startups and new businesses can't compete for global talent. As a result, more jobs and innovation will move offshore. Policies meant to protect American jobs may end up sending them overseas. The real cost: stifled innovation and lost economic growth. The U.S. is risking its future as a leader in business and technology. The ripple effects are just beginning. Behind the numbers are real people and broken dreams. Imagine a young couple in Bangalore, saving for years to build a life in the US, now shut out by a fee they can't afford. Their dream is gone, replaced by uncertainty and heartbreak. Or the family who spent everything on a child's US education, counting on a job after graduation. Now, that graduate faces debt and disappointment, with no clear path forward. Parents wonder if the sacrifice was worth it. These aren't just policy changes. They're disruptions of family legacies. Thousands of households are left with deferred dreams and broken promises. The emotional toll is immense, but rarely makes the headlines. For many, the American dream is slipping away. While the US builds walls, other countries are rolling out the welcome mat. Canada, Australia, the UK, and Germany are reforming immigration to attract the very talent the US is turning away. Canada's points-based system is transparent and welcoming, and cities like Toronto are booming. Germany and Australia offer clear paths from study to work to residency. Indian IT giants are investing in Canada, Europe, and Mexico. Shifting jobs and innovation away from the US companies will increasingly rely on international teams and contractors. The economic benefits, salaries, taxes, spending, are flowing elsewhere. The global flow of talent is being redirected. Students who once dreamed of MIT or Stanford are now heading to Munich or Waterloo. Entrepreneurs are building the next big thing in London or Singapore. The US is stepping back, but the world keeps moving forward. The American dream is being franchised, and the competition is fierce. The current is shifting, fast. So, what now? The world is changing, and the US is no longer the only land of opportunity. What's being lost is more than just numbers. It's the connection and innovation that come from global exchange. For those who once looked to America, it's time to broaden horizons and explore new paths. Talent and opportunity aren't limited by borders. This is a moment to value global education, global careers, and global community. Stay informed, share knowledge, and support each other through uncertainty. The old playbook is gone. We're all writing a new one together. Empathy and connection matter more than ever. The world is shifting, but our dreams and resilience remain. Let's hold on to that and keep moving forward.